I think you can take the word exploratory out of that question, and it's still a tricky question, right? So, how do we estimate the time required for any type of testing that we do? Obviously, there've been some sort of traditional approaches to this, and that we'd write test cases and estimate how much time each test case would take, and then have a plan of all the test cases and add up all the time for all the test cases, stuff like that. But that was rarely an accurate way of estimating the time for the entire test ever either. But for exploratory testing, the way that I've found most useful, I suppose, in coming up with estimates is again related to this idea of charters. So having charters for sort of scoping out the exploratory testing that you would tend to do, and breaking the sort of execution of that test effort into sessions. So there's something called session-based test management, which is a way of managing. Well, it's a way of managing any sort of testing, actually, but I found it particularly useful for managing exploratory testing. So we split up the test effort into sessions, which are short periods of uninterrupted testing. So one of the ways of estimating is to, look at the charters for the test effort that you're trying to cover, and then having a rough estimate of the number of sessions required for the charters, and totaling that effort up. So I would defer to someone else on the call actually here for a really good test estimation method, and that guy is Rob Sabrin, who's done some nice simple test estimation methods for this kind of work in, I believe, unpublished in Tea Time with Testers. So I would encourage people to look at his work in this as well. But yeah, really for me, that's the only approach that I've used to test estimation around exploratory testing, is using session-based test management. So if you're unfamiliar with that, again, you can fairly easily find the original work on that, which comes from John and James Bark, session-based test management.